Okay, so I want to continue talking about water. And the main reason for doing that, I thought that, the topic was kind of covered, but I forgot to tell you the difference between water in a city and water in the wild and water in a countryside area. So, well, as you already probably know, down below is my email in case that you want to help me out with an Amazon gift card, because I'm not monetizing the channel quite yet. And I'm not sure that I ever will be doing that. And anyway, so people think that if you go to a city, you will have sewers. And if you go to the countryside, you will not have sewers. And that is not the case. Sometimes you will find certain places in cities where building this structure, because it is a huge construction project, to build a sewer, then they will have septic tanks. Now, the problem with septic tanks is that you either have to close them down once they are used up to the top, or you have to clean them. If sometimes you cannot close them down because you don't have a space to build another septic tank. Like, for example, when you're in a house and the house territory is small, then you will have to do the septic tank and then you will have to clean it. You do not get to, take your neighbor's house to use it as a septic tank. So basically, it's a problem. An example of this might be when you are near mountains and stuff like that. That it's just not how to say it. It is possible to make a sewer, but it is just not happening because of budget or because of the amount of people that will be living there or whatever. So basically, you will have to pay a lot of money, and once and sometimes twice a year, you will have to do this cleaning. And this cleaning can be done by the people in the house. You will have to wear a special equipment and all that. And so it's quite expensive. But the good news is that if there is a flood and you don't have septic tank, the sewer, not the septic tank, the sewer, then you won't have troubles about the toilets being overflowed and all of that, like I said before. But that can be avoided if you had the check valve and all of that, which I already explained. So keep in mind this thing, and keep in mind that this septic tank may not be just for countryside but also cities. So when you're going to get a house, you really want to get... Sorry, as I was saying, you might want to ask if the house that you're going to get has sewer and if it has septic tanks, and when was the last time that you had that cleaned, and also what is the size of that thing, because not all septic tanks are built the same. Some are smaller, some are bigger, and some are actually built by the people when they build outhouses. And you might want to get some instructions as to where that is supposed to go if you are building that, because you cannot build a septic tank near water sources, like clean water sources. And also, you might want to do compost things. And also, when you're dealing with sanitation issues, um, you can also do something else entirely. Like if it is in a desert, it's going to be different than it is if it is in a jungle. Because if you're in a desert, every single drop of water it's very valuable, and you might want to put a special station where people pee, especially men, and then you can get that to get distilled water, or maybe even for irrigation, because pee when it's degraded, it has some nutrients that the earth really needs. And actually it's very common that people will sell you that. It's very expensive also, so you might want to get a look at that. If you have a garden and all of that, and you have a big community, or if you try to be as ecologically that you can be possible. So just keep all these things in mind when we're talking about water. It is important that you know these things because, like I told you, if you buy the house and as soon as you buy it, you need to do the water tank septic thing cleaning, oh, that is expensive. So you might want to keep a maintenance log for the house. And in the maintenance log for the house, like an agenda for the house, you might want to take a look at writing down what is the size of the septic tank, where it is, who cleaned it last time, how often are you supposed to clean it, and all of that. And also, water tanks that are for clean water also must be maintained. You might want to ask, when was the last time that somebody cleaned those? Because even if they carry clean water, you still need to clean them. And that one you can also do it by yourself, as long as as long as you have a team in your house that does it. If you don't want to pay for it, but I would recommend getting somebody professional to do it, and then you learn how to do it. Because if you're cleaning a water tank that is an underground water tank and you do not know how to do it, you might drown in there. So hell no, and you always want to do this with a team. And also remember that some tanks, like I said, they require electricity for it to work because they will need the water pump, which means that they will be with electrical equipment inside the water tank. And that can get you electrocuted if you do not know what the hell you're doing. So you might want to take a special breaker or something, a switch for cutting the power to the water pump, that is very far away. Let's say that your water tank is in the back of your house. You want to have that switch in the front of your house. And that way, if that area is flooded or whatever, you can get outside without getting electrocuted because you're in the front of the house. And there you can put the switch. So have these things in mind, when you're handling water. Because like I said, water isn't just about, you storing water. No, you have to have, a way to filter it, purify it, and all of that. I'm not going to get into that because, quite frankly, there are a lot of videos that teach you how to do that. But I'm just getting to the general thinking that it's not very well known, and there are a lot of people that die from electrocution in tanks. So that's why I'm talking to you about this. Also, there is a lot of people that think, oh, I'm in the countryside, so I am going to do the septic tank, or I am in the city and this doesn't have a septic tank. Or no, it's not like that. Actually, some countrysides have sewers, But they do have the problem that most of them, when you're in the countryside, most of them do not have the check valves, and if there is a flood, oh hell, like I told you, you're going to lose the house. So just keep in mind all of these things when you are handling water and sanitation, because these things might actually kill you. People think that a zombie apocalypse or an alien apocalypse or something is us running with guns, killing things, and even if it is just a Mad Max situation, you are like killing other people, and it's not. It's not like that. People think that there is a power outage and then everything is going to go to hell. It's not. It is not, okay? But if you do not get the water situation, handled, oh hell, you're going to have a disaster in an epic proportion, because you will not be able to wash the clothes, you will not be able to take a shower or bath, you will not be able to drink clean water, which will make you have diarrhea and a lot of bad things. And if you distill the water, then you will not get the minerals, which will make you dehydrated, and then it's going to be worse, because then you're going to lose all of the minerals in your body, and that is going to make you very sick. So hell no. Your first priority, if it is a long-term emergency or even a medium size of an emergency, is securing the water. But if it is a short term, oh hell no, not water, no food, not anything is going to be on the table. The only thing that is going to be on the table is either bugging out or securing something. And if you're going to secure something, you better be sure that you have everybody on board to do that. So, you need to consider these topics beforehand, because it's not going to be a shootout. Come on. I don't know if you have seen riots in the cities, but if you have seen them, you know that you go outside and it's not like everybody's going to carry a gun and they are going to kill you, okay? It's not like that. However, it is true that you're going to find, some gangs and stuff like that. But like I said, most people will gather to get water, and most people will help you build pipes and whatever, as long as the whole community will get water. I have seen it happen. There are communities that are very, very poor, and they will help the rich people get the pipes, because the rich people will pay for the pipes, and then the poor people will get them together and assemble them and all of that, so that both of the communities will get water. And it's not about a competition all the time. It's about you making sure that everybody can cooperate. And to do that, you do not need guns. You actually need a little bit of how to say this, politics. I know that word is not nice for everybody, but quite frankly, we do need it. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. And there is a reason why, politicians are not out of business. It's because politicians are the ones that can make things done, because they are the ones that represent a lot of people. And they might be corrupt or whatever, because, we are all humans, but they have a lot of perspectives of things that we do not have. So, like I was saying, just keep in mind this whole thing about water, because quite frankly, it is going to be one of your priorities. And you probably might want to get ahead and, just talk about these things, especially if you have a community. Because if there is a river nearby and you do not have water, you might need people to buy pipes and get the water from the river and through the pipes, and you will have to do that through houses and streets and things, and oh hell, it's a hell of a lot of work. So you do need to keep these things that I told you in mind. They are going to be very useful for you, because otherwise they will cost you a lot of money and a lot of time, which frankly neither of them will be you know, will be something that you want to lose later on, especially if things go bad. So thanks